She never suspected. Her life seemed peaceful until the moment when, suddenly, her reality was turned upside down. Her son, whom she always believed was building a solid future in real estate, was living a dark secret no one could have imagined. He worked as an escort for married and rich women, and no one knew. But she found out. And now, she has to face the most painful truth of her life. How did a simple middle-class son get into this world of luxury and mystery? What led him down this path? It all started when Jake was 19 and worked at one of the most exclusive clubs in the city, a place frequented only by the wealthiest and most influential people. The club was renowned, and its fame attracted executives, entrepreneurs, and celebrities. Jake wasn't there by chance. He was the guy serving drinks and parking cars, but he quickly realized that behind the glamour and appearances, there was a game he didn't fully understand. Every night, new faces and stories appeared before him, and he knew he was about to enter something big. It was in this environment that he met people who would change his life forever. Among them was Sarah, a stunning woman in her late 40s, married to one of the city's biggest businessmen, but looking like someone tired of her monotonous and empty routine. She began to approach him, exchanging laughs and furtive glances during the parties. What started as an innocent conversation turned into a meeting after hours, and there, Sarah handed Jake something he could never have imagined, $4,000 in cash, for the night they spent together. For Jake, this was a shock. Those $4,000 were more than he had ever seen in his life. He had a good job at the club, but the money never reached this amount. What Sarah offered wasn't just financial, but a window into a new world where the rules were different. He couldn't refuse. He knew his life was about to change, and with it, the opportunity to enter a network of rich and married women who would seek him out for every trip and event. A world where he would become someone special to them, a coveted man, but always in the shadow of the secret. What Jake didn't know was that once he entered the circle, he would be taken into a life of appearances and secrets. He met other married women, all with wealthy and absent husbands. They were searching for something more. Jake became the key player in their luxurious lives. During a dinner at an exclusive restaurant for the city's top businessmen and moguls, he met one of them, Elizabeth. Married to the CEO of a multinational, but visibly bored with her husband's lack of attention. They met in secret, but the most curious thing was that, in many cases, the husbands knew exactly what was going on. They didn't care, or simply pretended not to know. Jake didn't understand if this was some kind of silent agreement, or if they were just tired of fighting for their marriages. On another occasion, Jake accompanied Beatrice, the wife of a real estate mogul, to a charity event in the city center. After the party, the two of them went to a luxury hotel Beatrice had secretly booked. There, Jake was no longer the simple club boy, but the paid lover, someone she could keep in her world without anyone knowing. For Jake, it was a combination of pleasure and profit, where he felt in control, but at the same time, he knew he was lost in a web of lies. As time passed, he found himself more and more involved in this cycle of sex, money, and forbidden relationships. But it wasn't just unhappy marriages Jake witnessed. He also observed how the women, as they gave themselves to these encounters, were seeking something deeper. Many were looking for emotional freedom, trying to find an escape from their boring, passionless lives. Jake wasn't just an object of desire. He unknowingly became a confidant, a witness to the pains and emptiness of these powerful women. As the years went by, Jake began to get used to this new lifestyle. He started traveling the world, visiting the most expensive destinations, staying in luxury suites, and sailing on yachts worth millions. But what seemed like a dream life had its ups and downs. With each new encounter, new tensions arose. During a trip to New York, Jake was called to meet a mysterious woman, Marianne, who took him to a famous city restaurant. After dinner, she revealed she was willing to pay an astronomical amount for an unforgettable night. He didn't know if this was a provocation or a simple joke, but when she took him to one of the city's most exclusive hotels, Jake realized he was once again being tested. These women could pay for anything, but what they truly wanted was emotional control over the situations. Sometimes, Jake found himself at a crossroads, feeling attracted to these women, but knowing he was only there for the money, nothing more. Despite the travels and new experiences, he knew he was putting his life at risk. His mother, Diane, never questioned much about the money Jake sent home, nor about the trips he took. She believed he was building a solid career in real estate, and the idea that her son was involved in a world of luxury and secrets never crossed her mind. But the lies couldn't last forever. Jake knew this. He distancing himself from everything that really mattered, including his mother. During a trip to Los Angeles, he met Claudia, the wife of a famous film director, at a private restaurant. The conversation was heated, and Jake began to realize that the women he was getting involved with were changing. Some were demanding more than he was willing to give. Others were starting to question him about his behavior, trying to figure out who he really was. The most tense situation happened when he met Emily, the wife of a prominent banker. They met at a luxury hotel, and what should have been a night of pleasure turned into chaos. She pressured him to reveal more about his life, to disclose his intentions. Emily didn't want to be just another woman in his bed. She wanted exclusivity with Jake. She wanted to know who he really was, and Jake didn't know how to escape that conversation. This constant pressure started to affect Jake unexpectedly. He no longer felt comfortable in this world of luxury and secrets. The perks were turning into traps. He knew he had to get out before it was too late. Then, one day, Jake received a call from his mother. She didn't seem to know much, but something in her voice made him feel that she was starting to suspect his secret activities. She had found a receipt from one of his trips at her house, a receipt that didn't make sense to her because the amount was far beyond her reality. That was enough for her to begin questioning the real life of her son. Diane was shaken, but didn't want to believe the worst. With a heavy heart, Jake decided he needed to confess, and it was during a conversation on the couch at his house that he revealed the truth. His mother, in shock, didn't know how to react. The pain of discovering her son was involved in this world was immense. But at the same time, Jake felt relieved to finally take that weight off his chest. But the question lingered. What would he do now? He promised his mother he would try to get out of this world. The trips, the luxury hotels, the powerful women, all of that had been his life for so long. But now he had enough money invested and knew he could build something new. He could leave it all behind, or continue in this cycle. Jake promised his mother that he would try to change. He knew that the money he had accumulated over the years from his secret encounters had made him wealthy, but it had also trapped him in a life of lies. With smart investments and the future in his hands, he now had a chance to follow a different path. From now on, he would try a new life, free from the shadows of the past. But would he succeed? Or would it be harder than he imagined? Did you enjoy this story? Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Share in the comments what you would do if you were in Jake's shoes. Continue in this world of luxury, or try a new life.
See you next time.